interesting to watch.
It certainly will be. I am really excited to be able to see this and, see it come together. I was just looking at these rosters before we go into it. I believe they are in chat. Finis is playing as Bad under the tag Bad today, like the name Bad, because they're not on our roster. So I want to make sure I call them correct for what we're seeing here. But I guess we will discover that in a few. For now, I don't know. These are kind of traditional clams comps. I'm sad that we don't have a tent umbrella, but I'm excited to see a Luna.
Double blaster coming in from the side of, I believe that is RedVelvet. I've yet to fully get my bearings so far in this match.
Yes.
Yeah. Double blaster composition is a little bit interesting. I feel like something you don't see a lot of in clams, but we'll see if those are more comfort picks here for these two teams. The baller now coming in early. Phillips kind of forced to back away here real quick, and finally that LP is going to go ahead and go down. Niall has his splashdown at the ready to put in some pressure, but it is going to be able to get a double with kind of that splash damage here. 3-down situation for the side of Phantom as RedVelvet starts to continue pushing in, but PokeFan continues to just get these snipes, shutting down any possibility of a clam toss into that barrier.
I promise you, if you are not a PokeFan fan, by the end of today, you will be. Because seriously, the snipes that you're going to see like that mid-air, beautiful shot on Niall, unfortunately does get punished for it by, I believe that was the, I'm not actually sure which player did, but getting the first break of the day. Ellis is able to get that power clam in. Unfortunately, it does go down. They followed up with 1, 2, 3, 4, a few loose clams here. Coming in with a couple more is Niall, trying to stay alive, is able to do so, and breaking all the way down to 53. I think this is a rather nice push, K-Bot. I'm really proud.
Yeah, definitely a good opening push, making a statement here early on. If you are the side of RedVelvet now, and Phantom forced to kind of get something and put it together here really quickly. I feel like if RedVelvet can kind of set themselves up correctly, they might have a little bit more of a difficult time getting in with the slaying power that is the blasters. But it looks like they're starting to build up a little bit more map control. Phantom is, and they're starting to build up clans along in that process. Clown trying to hold down the forward in mid, now able to pop this baller, and is at very least going to get this pick onto the jump. Okay, pop the baller maybe a little bit early, but is going to be able to get that pick nonetheless. And now we're starting to see a little bit more aggression coming in from the side of RedVelvet. They start to build up a couple more claims. It's a 3-down situation for Phantom, and now this side of the map is just turning orange real quick.
Very, very nice job making sure that they get some map control over here. Clown has to back off a little bit, but looks like they're going to go for this power climb. No, unfortunately, sometimes you just don't want to do it. Let it despawn because you know that players are going to camp it. Use that to your advantage and find an opportunity to take some of those players who are camping that clam out. Because if you rushed in, you can just get hurt like we saw. At this point, it looks like Phantom is trying to make a push to get one player down, but they 2 down, and the bubbles come out 3. That is a beautiful start right here. Gets that power clam in. And there are a couple loose clams in the pit here, but nobody really around to be able to get some of those in. PokeFan uses that last bubble to their advantage, gets a few in, Bad gets one more in. That power clam with the jump gets camped and called out, so they're not quite going to be able to take this lead.
I was about to say, that
Sorry.
push was that push was looking real promising, but it unfortunately didn't have a lot of the support that you want to see out of a ton of flameless pushes. And PokeFan was able to come up with a couple of extra claims, but not able to get down to that 53-point mark. And now it looks like we're starting to see response coming in from the side of RedVelvet. 2 guns coming in with a baller. That's going to be 2 power claims in. As Clown comes in with yet another baller, trying to make some more work happen here. I don't believe it's going to get a ton of claims in, just trying to stall here for a little bit. Might be able to get 1 or 2 now, allowing that extra jump in from Niall. Again, just a little bit more constant pressure. Gonna get it down now to the 30-point mark. Again, extending their lead just a little bit more. And again, RedVelvet is starting to run out of time here to get something together. Or sorry,
really
Phantom.
are.
Phantom is the
yeah.
team. Right.
They do have 2 power clams, but hoping both of those clams are gonna put the spotlight on them. This is gonna be very, very difficult. I think PokeFan needs to take some time to get into a good position, needs to be sort of ready to support this. I want to see, like you mentioned, you know, I want to see a more supportive push come out here. Having those 2 power clams is good, but if there's no one ready to follow up with a couple of boosts, it's not going to do enough for them to take this lead.
12 seconds left to go here, and they're looking to make a little bit more of a push. Stingray coming out, but Clown with that baller is able to set up the defenses again. There's no direction to run here on Starfish main stage for these 2 power claims to get in. They will be able to force overtime. They have 3 power claims that are ready, but they've already burned all of their specials that would allow them to get into this barrier. Time Missile's coming in now. It looks like 2-down situation, but Bad gonna get taken out. That power clam going to drop. Nikki can't quite find that basket. Now it looks like finally going to get popped, but that's a wipe down to 44. Not going to be enough to take that game, and RedVelvet going to go ahead and take game 1.
Man, I really think if that power clam hadn't gone in the water, maybe someone could have picked it up and gotten it in the basket, and that would have given them the lead, but really, really tough. It would have, right? 30, 44, 20 points,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry, my off. But, you know, really, really tough break for them. Fantastic play, though. And I'm excited to see what's going to come out from this Rainmaker on New Albacore Hotel that we have coming up. Because now that we know what these teams are capable of, that they're really, you know, set on making sure that they have pushes that are well executed, maybe not followed up as well as they had wanted to in terms of Phantom a little earlier, but they executed it really well when they needed to. So we'll see what they can do for Rainmaker.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with how close that last match was. I mean, it really looked like, you know, Phantom was in it there until the very end. And Phantom, even at the beginning, you know, PokeFan was getting a couple of snipes at the beginning in order to, you know, hold off or stall that push, that first initial push coming in from RedVelvet. And so we'll see exactly how all of that plays into Rainmaker on New Albacore Hotel. This is one of those maps where you kind of have a long way to travel, and it's going to be a more difficult in order to get like a one wipe and just a sprint right for the pedestal. And so that should be something else to consider here as we're looking into how neutral this game could be.
It certainly can be a pretty neutral run at this. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be able to do and what kind of changes we get here and there in terms of comps. You know, New Albacore Hotel, like you said, you have a lot of time that you need to kind of move this, and it's a much wider, more flat map. So I think we can see PokeFan really, really shine. So I'm excited to see that. We swapped off from that double blaster, and now we have a charger coming out from NX. So maybe this will be what we're looking for.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're not exactly seeing the Luna pick. That could have been a little bit more of an interesting one, especially on this map where you might want a little bit more range in order to, you know, get picks from afar. It is kind of a little bit difficult when you're trying to pick off your opponent on the other side of maybe that, you know, river or whatever you'd like to call it. Looks like we're seeing a pretty neutral situation here to start, as teams are still jockeying for position around this Rainmaker and in mid. PokeFan now trying to apply some pressure, but not quite going to be able to find a pick at the moment. Booyah Bomb going to go ahead and get popped for the side of Ellis. Again, just trying to dislodge these members. Bad now going to go ahead and go down, and it looks like RedVelvet going to be the first to pick up this Rainmaker.
Seems like it. Even though they don't get it too far, 63 and not so bad, it's in a really good spot for them too. It's easily defended, but it's also easily pushed here. If they can get someone into a nice flank, it's really going to help them. Looks like that's what Nile is going for. I love this positioning, but not quite able to get it. Does get the shot on Bad. That's going to be helpful here, and has attention from a lot of the other team members. So really, really interesting. Not going to be able to get the Rainmaker to move any further than they need to right now, though. Beautiful! Another! That's really, really nice. Popping this Inkjet going to kind of hold on to this left side from above, paves the way for the Rainmaker carrier and Clown. NX gets taken out just while jumping off that ramp.
Down to the 34-point mark, though, that is definitely a benefit here at the moment. And it looks like this is finally going to go the other way. Now Phantom going to try and regain a little bit more control of mid as they start to push forward here with this Rainmaker. They still have plenty of time in order to make the push happen. And so they definitely are going to be a little bit more patient before they start to push forward, put this Rainmaker in an unadvantageous position.
They really do. This is exactly what we need to be seeing here as well. Nice maneuvering happening from our RedVelvet team here, but Phantom needs to make something happen. They continue to kind of go 3 down, like both teams are going 3 down at the same, 1 down, sorry, at the same time. So that's beneficial to what Phantom needs to do, but if they're not in position to be able to pick up the Rainmaker and move it, it's going to be very, very hard for them.
Here we are, though, 3-down situation for RedVelvet. This could open the door, but it looks like they couldn't quite find that last member. Pokefan now starting to approach mid here and go in largely alone. Going to get taken out by Nile, who has continued to put in work for the side of RedVelvet. Now 2 minutes left to go in this game as Bad starts to push forward here, looking for this pick, but doesn't quite have the range to contest with the K-Pro. Gonna get called out there by Ellis. Looks like Phantom trying to move this Rainmaker, but not fully able to do so. Now a 2-down situation. This Rainmaker is just gonna be a sitting duck in mid for the moment.
Seems like it. If they can't do something about Nile, who's going to be coming up from above, gets the chip damage, a little bit of an assist, and then a beautiful shot right there. It's going to cause a lot of trouble for them to move this 3-down situation on the side of Phantom right now as well. So it's going to be really tough here because RedVelvet's in a perfect position to just continue the pressure they've been applying so far.
Yeah, we haven't fully been able to see Phantom get in the positions that they fully want to be in. I feel like they're never in really aggressive positioning. They're playing a little bit more conservative, which is, generally fine. But at the moment, they really need to start to make things happen. And that could also be, they don't exactly have the most aggressive specials out of everything. They could have a little bit more of a trouble. They really don't have a baller. They don't. The only aggressive thing they have is an inkjet, or not inkjet, ink armor, I should say. And so we'll see exactly how that plays into things moving forward here as Bad starts to pick up this Rainmaker, but has to go up against this Stingray. Not quite going to be able to do so there.
You're absolutely correct. That Stingray was really troublesome for them. It also kind of effectively completely shuts down any type of push that Phantom was ready to do, because NX is able to kind of sit on this Rainmaker and gets a beautiful shot on Express right there. No X in that name. And really, really nice job just guarding the Rainmaker here. The Stingray coming out from Pokefan doesn't quite find the mark that she had been looking for, and we don't have enough time for them to do anything else. That will be our game 2.
Game 2 now going on over to RedVelvet, but don't fear, Phantom still has another chance. This is a best of 5 yet again. If my memory serves, this is where we are at 2-0 right now, right? RedVelvet won the first one. Right.
Really? Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Did win.
Yeah.
No, you're not crazy.
Okay. I mean, I might be crazy, but I'm crazy for different reasons, at the very least. So,
very true.
Game 3 coming in
Game 3.
now. We'll see if I can pull up my map list. Game 3 is going to be Splat Zones on back to Muscle Forge Fitness.
This is going to be the tough one to meet, K-Bot, because honestly, in order to stay in this, Phantom needs to take this game. I'm pretty confident that they'll be able to do tower control on Moray if they get a chance at it, but they have to be able to take the zones game in order to get there. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at a reverse sweep. We'll see what they're going to be able to do. Really, really fast. RedVelvet kind of readied up with 3 of their players. Nile, was Nile the one playing the Luna first game and flexed over? So maybe we'll see that they were thinking for a little bit on what exactly we want to do.
Yeah, I can't Nile was definitely one of the blasters in the first game and was the blaster that was kind of popping off there for RedVelvet in that second. We'll see if they opt for the blaster yet again on Splat Zones. Could be a little bit more interesting, and definitely with the slopes, kind of weird to use a blaster on per se, but that's not to say that it couldn't necessarily work, but might be a little bit more interesting to watch. And you have to be really confident in your play, I would say, with the blaster in order to pull it off here. And then you also want that paint support coming in from the rest of your team, right? So probably opting for likely a ballpoint, probably not a charger in from NX, unless you want to see that coming in from RedVelvet. But I mean, we'll see exactly what they decide. Looks like we're going to be hopping into this one very quickly. Again, Phantom versus RedVelvet for your winners round 3. At the moment, this should be an interesting one. Round 3 and game 3.
Yeah, round 3.
Should be fun to watch.
All right, you were right. That ballpoint, really happy to see that. I think we didn't quite talk about the L3 earlier, but it's also kind of a good pick for this. We've been seeing it a lot in competitive use, but right there, which is like why we mention it. Able to just kind of break into zone very, very quickly, but getting punished for a little bit at the moment. Phantom doing what they can to just hold on to it.
Looks like Phantom going to be the first one to take this zone. Pokemon has to be careful here. I don't think quite saw Clown approaching with that L3, and that's going to be a full wipe real quick onto the side of Phantom. Is now RedVelvet. You can already watch them starting to push forward.
This is where RedVelvet needs to kind of control this and hold on to it a little bit. And I think that they'll be able to do a beautiful shot by Nile and another one. Really, really cleaning up. A lot of pressure over here. Getting the attention of Pokepanda as well. That puts you in a dangerous situation here, but they pushed that pretty far. Nile decides to jump out. Safe move, jumping back to mid. Gonna kind of hold on to some of this zone. I don't know, K-Bot. RedVelvet had 2 specials up. Nile goes down before they can use theirs. And with less than 30 points left, something has to happen right now.
Looks like they're trying to get in the process, but it's a 2-down situation. The armor can't quite save him. It's a 3-down situation, though. Going the other side for RedVelvet, that is going to be the cap. And we can finally breathe again, but things were definitely looking scary there. Maybe I was wrong about the whole no blaster on Muscle Force. I guess a little bit more of a unique play. Just opting to shut things down in that right corner was definitely something, and that allowed everyone else on the side of RedVelvet to focus on either the players coming down mid and just able to, if it's 3 people watching one spot, you probably don't stand much of a chance here. But looks like RedVelvet going to go ahead, take back control of the zone as Nile pops the Inkjet, looking for another. Indeed, going to find that another. It's a 2-down situation now, actually, for both teams. And so we'll see if Phantom can kind of push forward here. Looks like Nile spots the last one, but Nile is the last one up. And so I imagine the zone going to go back the other direction. Indeed, it will. And so now RedVelvet has to break back in, but based on what we've seen so far, that break back in could be pretty soon.
And pretty brutal. From the way that RedVelvet kind of times what they're going to be doing. They don't have any specials up right now. Danger flashing on the screen as well. They really need to kind of take this. They do. They are able to get it. Really nice job from them here. Bad comes into mid, gets a trade, which is better than just going down, but does not help to cap the zone. 2 members of Phantom over here, though. They are going to get quite a bit of ink on here to neutralize it. Not quite able to cap it right away, though. Instead, Express decides to go for this 1v1. Not what I would have picked. I would have kind of gone for objective to make sure I had it sooner rather than later. But Pokepanda able to shut it down with that Stingray and push back into zone to try to take some time and just defend a little bit.
Yeah, after that 3-down situation, finally, Phantom has now worked through their entire penalty. We'll see if they can hold on to the zone for long as we've got more approaching coming in from RedVelvet. It's a 3-down situation for them, though. That Booyah Bomb came in, but not going to be enough to neutralize the zone, and that will be the lead for Phantom. They're looking to make a knockout here real quick. It's a 2-down situation for them, though, and they have to be careful moving forward. Can Pokemon find this pick? Indeed, she will. On to Clown. 4 seconds left to go in this game, and this is going to be the knockout for the side of Phantom. They're on their way to that potential reverse sweep now. Just 2 more games to go.
Seems like it. I'm really excited to say, originally this is what I was thinking, going back and forth. I'm not sure, what's going to happen here, but really able to shut it down. Phantom did a fantastic job taking that game. They're going to go into this tower control, and now is where I wonder. I don't know, K-Bot. I don't know. It's really going to matter what RedVelvet brings as responses here. You talked about that blaster. Can we bring another blaster? It's going to be good on tower control, but because you do have that chip damage, I don't know what else we're going to see here. I'd love to see that ballpoint come out again too. I think that would be very strong. We're going to see a Stingray on both sides. Anything else that you're expecting? I mean, it is Moray, so that kind of throws everything into a tizzy, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% confident that we're going to see a Stingray on both sides. I mean, we may very well, but Moray is typically not much of a Stingray map just due to the elevation difference. You can't like sweep across the whole map on Moray and able to get picks. So it's not as an effective tool for that. We'll see exactly if anyone can use it. And if anyone can use it in this lobby right now, it's definitely Pokefan.
Yes.
But we'll see exactly how that plays out. You mentioned potentially going back to a double blaster composition. I don't know if a Luna is going to be beneficial because, again, with that short range and the elevation difference, I mean, I've been proven wrong before, so who knows what could happen realistically. It's almost impossible to make guesses, but now game 4 between these two teams. Of course, RedVelvet is up 2-1 in this set, and looks like standard composition coming out on the side of Phantom, and generally what we probably should have expected, I would say, from the side of RedVelvet with that L3 Vanilla Blaster and K-Pro and Remix.
So, the K-Pro Remix, that's Double Booyah.
Double Booyah, that's true.
The L3, that doesn't have a Stingray. So, You were right. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, well, Pokefan is playing Stingray.
Right. No. That we don't have double. We have one.
Right.
One Stingray. Which I expect Pokefan to play Stingray every single map, no matter what happens. But I think having this double Booyah really strong doesn't quite help in that situation, because that's the Stingray that I'm talking about. Bad is able to take the tower, and tower moves just fast enough to get away from that Booyah bomb. Exactly kind of what we're looking for.
Now, a minute into this game, RedVelvet going to start to approach this first checkpoint as the rest of the members of Phantom starting to come back in now. Express right here next to this tower is able to, looks like, clean that up now. Phantom is, and so now RedVelvet forced to kind of back up here and regroup before they make another push happen.
I think at this point, RedVelvet wants to do everything they can to make sure that Phantom doesn't get an early lead here, because, I mean, they know this could be game for the set, you know? This could be all it takes for them if they're able to kind of hold on to this lead that they're establishing right now. But they keep getting it shut down just at this corner. It's a hard checkpoint to get through. They're struggling with it a little bit. We need a little more support from both sides. Beautiful shot from Clown, too. Oh, no.
Great shot from Clown, but is going to go ahead and get called out. Shootout situation now for both teams. It looks like we're seeing a little bit more purple ink around this middle of the map and around the tower. It looks like Philip's going to go ahead, hop on this tower, and start to get a push going here for the side of Phantom. We'll see how long this lasts now as we start to see more approaching into that first checkpoint. And again, I mean, everything on Moray can converge around that area where the first checkpoint is. Of course, it doesn't have to necessarily, but it's real easy to feed yourselves into this if you're coming back from spawn or wherever you are. But it looks like at the moment, okay, I was about to say that things are starting to look pretty well there for Phantom, but looks like they are going to go ahead, able to clean things up here, able to take care of that first checkpoint. That's going to be instrumental here as they continue pushing forward. Now down to the 45-point mark with just over 2 minutes ago in this game. Pokefan going to get another nice snipe, probably popping the Stingray soon here to fend off a couple of extra things. A couple of extra members of RedVelvet coming in. Again, another pick, waiting for the perfect moment to pop this Stingray. And so we'll see exactly how this continues to play out.
I love that they were able to get through that checkpoint. They touched the next one too, and just decided to kind of extend some of these specials as tower resets to mid. Like you were mentioning earlier, so much of the map is covered in purple, and it still is. It seems like RedVelvet has not had an opportunity to take back control of mid yet. This might be it right now as Niall pushes forward and hops onto this tower. But you need to have more ink on the ground in order to kind of make some of these pushes that they're going for.
Now again, back to this first checkpoint. It doesn't look like any of the other members of Phantom are around, really, as NX is still riding this tower, wearing through this checkpoint. Phil's now going to try to approach with this Junior. Booyah Bomb, though, coming in, is able to find that pick, but Niall going to be able to hop on this tower, clear this first checkpoint, as now we see more push, a little bit extension of the push coming in from RedVelvet. Can they continue lasting? 35 to 32 right now. They are going to be able to shut this down for the moment. 3-down situation for RedVelvet. The last one is up, but is able to get a double. Ellis is looking for the third here. Is able to find the third. That's the triple now. And so this could be a little bit more momentum going for the side of RedVelvet right now. We'll see if they can get it back up to that 35-point mark and touch that second check.
I think that Booyah was a little preemptive. I would have held it for just a second because they really don't need a lot of point difference in order to do this. So maybe I would have held on to that Booyah in order to use it when the tower was a little closer to that checkpoint that they needed. Beautiful jump coming out from Pokefan, exactly why I love this map. And another lovely, lovely shot. And a beautiful...
And a second.
How are you not a fan of Pokefan when you see that?
Yeah, definitely impressive play coming in from Pokefan, able to shut that down and able to grant, or potentially able to grant Phantom the game here. Looks like one last hurrah coming in from RedVelvet, but that push has to be shut down soon if it's going to be. I gotta say, if you're Phantom, you could probably blame that one on me. That was
a little
probably
bit of commentator's curse right there.
playing in for you there. RedVelvet taking that set just when I thought that wasn't possible. Able to hop on that tower, able to get that push going, just a couple of extra points that they needed, able to secure the victory in that round 3 moving forward. Sorry about that, guys. that was probably my bad.